Today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we check out the U5T2 wireless lav system from Xvive. When it comes to digital wireless solutions, Xvive has generally got you covered, and with the new U5T2 system, they're kind of up in their game. Now, before we go any further, this video is sponsored by Xvive, as they have asked me to show you guys the U5T2 system, but all thoughts and opinions are mine. Now, to understand why the U5T2 digital system is so cool, first you have to understand, basically as a creator, what I have to deal with to get audio into the camera that you are listening to right now. Typically, you have a single microphone going into a stereo, what looks to be a headphone jack on the side of the camera. Now, this is a stereo jack, meaning left and right systems, but typically with any traditional lav system microphone, it's a single channel. You can get a single channel into the camera, but if you actually wanted to, talk to someone and have both of your audio going into the same camera, up until about 3 or 4 years ago, that was kind of a pain if you didn't want to spend a ton of money to do it. Now, where the U5T2 digital lav system comes in is it has 2 transmitters, one for each person, going into a single receiver, and that single receiver then puts both audio tracks into your camera. So in post, you can either have a dual mono system, left, right, or a single stereo audio source. This is very, very cool and very, very handy for people like myself. Now, the receiver you would mount with the hot shoe mount on top of your camera, and it would just live there with a single cord going into the camera. You turn it on, there's controls for left and right sources, meaning, left and right transmitters, and you're off to the races. Now, the U5T2 is a 2.4 gigahertz digital system, meaning it is not analog, it's all digital. You don't really have to worry about any sort of interference. However, I wouldn't necessarily stand next to a wireless router, for example. Obvious things, but still, I thought I would mention it. Now, the U5T2 system comes with 3 rechargeable battery packs, one for each unit, and it's all USB rechargeable. I love that part. I love not having to worry about switching out batteries and things like that. They're using standard connectors for everything, rechargeable, love it. Now, the rated range for the U5T2 system is about 100 feet, which is actually quite a bit of distance in my experience. I have never needed any more than probably 50 feet myself. However, 100 feet is plenty for most of the folks that are going to be watching this video. Now, in addition to coming with all of the necessary charging cables for USB, there are also 2 lav mics that attach to the transmitters themselves. Everything really is included in the box for the U5T2 system. Everything you need right in one box. It's $339. It's a pretty good deal. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and power on one of the U5 transmitters as well as the U5 receiver. I'm gonna hook this into my camera just as I have my shotgun microphone hooked into my Sony a7S III. And we're gonna give this thing a spin for a sound test, and I will note whatever processing is going on screen. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of a sound test. Okay, so I am now on the U5T2 transmitter going into the U5 receiver. And something that I really appreciate about the transmitter is the locking collar with which the lav mic itself plugs into. This means I can't accidentally pull it out if I put this in my pocket or something like that. The other thing I really like about this setup is there are gain adjustments for each unit. That way I can't transmit too hot and I'm already clipping before I get into the camera itself. I find that very, very handy as well. Right now you are hearing me talk with the mono setting, obviously. I don't have anyone next to me. I don't know why I'm looking next to me. There's no one to talk to, but if I did, they would sound just as good as I do. Hopefully I sound good. But this is an audio test of the Xvive U5T2 digital wireless system. This is pretty good. I hope I sound all right. I'm sure I sound all right. But yeah, audio directly into the camera. This is a test. All right, so final thoughts. What do I think about the U5T2 digital lav wireless microphone system for creators? Honestly, it sounds awesome. I love the options, and honestly, I wish I had something like this years and years ago, because when I am on tour, for example, managing things like audio when I want to interview someone or, interact with anybody else besides myself can be a real pain, honestly. So having something like this that is compact, rechargeable, and comes with some lav mics that I can just quickly hook in and keep on my belt and turn on and off as I need is actually really, really wonderful. And I will be taking these on tour in a few months when I go on tour with Dragged Under and Beartooth and Wage War. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty good sounding, and honestly, $339 I think is what they retail for here in the United States. Really big bang for the buck. I will link down below in the description if you would like more info on the Xvive U5T2 system. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you liked the video you just watched, please consider subscribing. And if you want to further support me and what I do, consider using some of the affiliate links down below in the description of this video. Go on over to Sweetwater, buy yourself something, and help me out at the same time. It's a win-win for both of us.